Without a doubt, the ending to the Universal Championship match at Hell in a Cell will go down as one of the most controversial match endings in recent wrestling memory. A lot of wrestling fans were annoyed for so many different reasons. Some were mad that Bray laid there for so long and took so much damage, yet he could have popped up any time and destroyed Seth. Other people were mad that The Fiend didn't win the Universal Championship. Other people were mad that the referee stopped the match, yet didn't actually check on Bray and ask him if he was okay to continue, just rung the bell anyway. A lot of people were mad that Seth Rollins just kept attacking The Fiend. Why would you not, after the big toolbox incident, go for the pinfall? A lot of people were mad that Bray took so many curb stomps and kicked out because it kind of immortalizes his character, and one day he's going to fall to a DT or something stupid. However, on Raw, we was all hoping for answers, yet that did not happen. Both The Fiend, Funhouse Bray Wyatt in general, and Seth Rollins were nowhere to be seen. Now, of course, The Fiend did show up in the dark match between The Miz and Cesaro on Raw. There's a whole video on that and what happened and what went down on the channel, so if you want to go and check that out, make sure you do. But it got me thinking, why was Bray not on Raw's show? Now, we start off with Seth Rollins. At the very end of the pay-per-view, Seth got bloody. The Fiend hit that mandible claw and Seth was coughing up blood like there was no tomorrow. And that was awesome. It was a great visual to end the pay-per-view on. However, he can't come back the next night and cut some weird promo about how he's still the champion. He's injured. He's got to sell that injury. And not only that, Seth Rollins went to a deep, dark place last night at Hell in a Cell. Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, drove him insane to the point where he tried to kill Bray Wyatt. He tried to kill The Fiend. And Seth's not just going to come back the next night acting like everything's normal, because mentally, the guy's just had a breakdown. It makes sense for him to at least not be on Raw this week. At least, hopefully he is next week. But The Fiend, on the other hand, a lot of people were saying, well, he walked away from Hell in a Cell without barely a scratch. He was quite happy. There was reports online that Bray Wyatt was injured and couldn't medically be cleared for Raw. My question is, why did he not do a Firefly Funhouse segment then? Because that would have been the perfect way to do that. Of course, that's just him talking, a big promo, and that would have been a great way to progress the story. However, if Seth's not on Raw, why would The Fiend show up to Raw? If The Fiend still has an issue with Seth and this story is far from over, surely he wouldn't show up unless Seth shows up. Now, obviously, the dark match that she showed up on between The Miz and Cesaro, that is just that. It's a dark match. We're not even supposed to know about it. The whole story there is that The Fiend still got cheered and he wasn't booed. And that's, I think, really important to make very clear at this stage. Because that Hell in a Cell match was controversial and it could have backfired big time. A lot of wrestling fans seemed very angry on Sunday night, and I don't blame them. I was one of them. The Fiend is this great character which we absolutely adore, and we're just sitting here waiting for WWE to ruin it. And the first sign that something hasn't gone the way we picture it, it must be ruined. And a lot of fans could potentially turn their back on the new Bray Wyatt, The Fiend character just for that reason. And I hope that doesn't happen. And seeing that dark match kind of proved it didn't. But I kind of think we're going to see Seth Rollins maybe on SmackDown on Friday. It's a new A show after all. Hopefully next week. And then when we see Seth, I'm sure we're going to see the Funhouse. We're going to see The Fiend. And this story will continue. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Peace!